KHOU 11 starts right now with a weather impact alert.
A severe threat of icing has passed in Houston, but tonight sub-freezing temperatures a big concern.
And they'll really drop overnight with the dip, that is. They could pose a serious hazard on some of our roadways. TrendStar
giving us a live look at the roads tonight, telling us there is ice reported on at least 10 roads right now. That includes parts of the Katy Freeway, I-45, and 288. Not a lot of people out there.
But we saw issues earlier today on some flyovers out west. A couple of big rigs on the Katy Freeway westbound ramp to the Grand Parkway got stuck. This included a Walmart truck that had to back its way down.
Those flyovers are always dangerous. We have more team weather coverage for you tonight. We start with the Chief Meteorologist David Paul. Hello, sir.
It is so cold outside. Temperatures are in the 20s and that wind's blowing. Weather impact alert for the cold. We're going to be bitterly cold tomorrow morning. Current temps, Hobby's 26, Bush 25, Tomball 24. So that is very cold. Everybody's freezing. Even Galveston is below freezing at 30. Winds sustained out of the northwest at 22 at Hobby, sustained at Sugarland at 18. So it is windy. It's gusting to 25 to 30 at times, putting the feels like temperature right now at 12 degrees at Bush. Hobby 12, Brenham 10. I just took a little walk outside. My forehead just froze in about 3 minutes. Take a look at the radar. So snow in Dallas. Check it out to our west. So this is a little piece of energy coming in. Those are snow flurries. They're working their way in from the west. Are they going to come in and give us a few flurries this evening across the area? I think they are. And then Pat Cavlin, when it gets this unusually cold, you start things that you rarely see around Houston, Galveston.
Yeah, very rare. In fact, we've gotten some reports on social media of lake effect snow coming off of Lake Conroe. Basically, you get lake effect anything when the air temperature is significantly warmer than the when the water temperature is significantly warmer than the air temperature. So when temperatures get this cold, remember Lake Conroe is still pretty warm, relatively speaking, and so clouds form, and if the lake is large enough, sometimes it can start to precipitate. So a little bit of reports of that over Conroe. A bigger body of water, though, is Galveston Bay, and believe it or not, there is such a situation setting up tonight that even the model is picking up on the fact that we may see some bay effect snow over Galveston Island late tonight. And I could see a world where that puts down a quick coating of snow along parts of Seawall Boulevard by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, though, the big story is the temperature. By tomorrow morning, we are down in the ice box, 20 at Bush, 19 Conroe, 16 for Huntsville, 19 for Katy. And guys, when you factor in that strong north wind, it's going to feel more like 2 in Huntsville, 11 for Houston, and 6 in Katy. So we'll talk more about this bitter cold, how long it lasts for, and if we could see any other snow chances, all coming up in your full forecast in just a bit. Lenamia?
Some of the lowest temps I've seen here since I've been here, which is all my life. Okay, if you need a place to get warm, the city of Houston has 12 warming centers open through at least Tuesday. Harris County also has a separate list of warming centers. You can find those locations on our website, khou.com.
Aniela Ruiz is live at a city warming center that is now at capacity. Aniela.
Well, that's right, guys. We're at the Fondy Community Center. And the good news is that people are coming to these places to stay warm, to get out of the elements. Now, I caught up with the county judge, Lina Hidalgo, earlier, and she says that they're working in collaboration with the city of Houston and have a list of various shelters in the area that have reached capacity. Now, here's what we know. The Moody, the Fondy, Cactus Jack Cagle, Crosby Community Center, those have the highest capacity right now. And that's what they want to see. They said they want people staying out of the cold, especially as the temperatures are expected to get colder. Anyone who needs a place to stay, they can go to this city and these county shelters. No ID is necessary. And many of them are also taking their pets.
My working theory is the cold is just so clear, just how cold it's going to get, and maybe because we've experienced it before, people are a little bit more cognizant of, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into, I better go to a shelter. Obviously our population has grown, but not to an extent so dramatic that we'd see this kind of shift.
And again, the county is working with the city, so if a shelter does reach capacity, they can move people where they have room. Back out here live, you can see here the people from Food Not Bombs just showing up right now as they're prepping, getting ready to hand out food to people here at the shelter, making sure they have a warm meal here for tonight. And again, this is one of the shelters that has reached capacity, but they're still not turning people away. So if you need a place to stay warm, you can come here or you can go to the various locations. And if they don't have room, they will gladly move you to a spot where you can stay the night. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
The perfect set of circumstances where people have an option to get warm. Thank you, Aniele.
Tonight, the Houston airport system is sharing this video of crews de-icing planes ahead of takeoff.
Yeah, air travel nationwide has been crippled due to this winter storm, with about 11,000 canceled flights. Here in Houston, we've seen hundreds of flight delays and cancellations, most of them at Bush Airport. Amanda Henderson joins us live at Bush tonight with a look at cancellations and delays. Amanda?
Yeah, Len, and most of those we've seen happening towards the East Coast. Not too many left on the arrival board at this point, only because we're getting into the later part of the day. But you see there are people at the Frontier counter ready for anyone who might show up for a flight that isn't canceled. And we're staring down nearly 500 cancellations here at IAH to be exact, because those big boards of live updates show a stream of delays as well. Majority heading to or coming from the East Coast or the North, where this storm is hitting the hardest. One family who was traveling to Detroit even getting a literal last-second cancellation notice.
We were told just right on the tarmac that it was canceled, and they just turned us back into the gate, and they weren't told anything other than it was canceled. Nothing about the weather. Obviously we know about the weather in the area.
So flights here at IAH are not the only ones impacted. Over at Hobby Airport on the city's south side, they're also staring down about 100 cancellations for the day. It's just been a mess for everyone. But if your flight is good, then these lines, they're perfect. But so many people are going to have to figure out how to travel tomorrow. So coming up tonight on KHOU 11 at 10, we answer what does it look like tomorrow. And spoiler alert, it's going to be cold again. So we're going to figure that out for you. But for now, live in Terminal A, we'll toss it back to you in studio, Len and Mia.
Yeah, Amanda, that is the worst, being on the plane. Oh, we're going to get out of here. Nope. We're going to delay. We're going to cancel. Thank you. Good news from Houston Metro tonight. In just the last hour, Metro says it is restoring some services in phases. Here's a breakdown. At 9 tomorrow morning, HOV and hot lanes will reopen. Then at 11, Metro Lift, Curb to Curb, and Community Connector service will start. At noon, local bus service scheduled to return to normal. The 500 Downtown Direct will also start service as conditions allow. One hiccup in this: the Park and Ride service will not operate tomorrow.
Montgomery County is also dealing with extremely cold temperatures right now. Communities from Willis to Conroe and the Woodlands all hunkering down tonight. Orko Mana, he is live along I-45 in the Woodlands. Orko, how are things this evening?
Yeah, Mia, everything looks fine, but it feels extremely cold. And we know the temperatures are only going to dip as we head further into the night and overnight. That's why officials are concerned about icy conditions on overpasses like this one here. Now, officials say that they got reports of several overpasses and bridges with ice forming on them across the county. That's because of the rain from yesterday freezing onto those roadways. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office says that they got active reports of icing on elevated bridges at Highway 242 and I-45 and Woodlands Parkway and I-45. County Judge Mark Keogh says the conditions on surface streets are fine, but he's warning residents about the potential dangers of getting on those overpasses. It's your big message to drivers, especially tonight.
Well, tonight, I mean, if you can stay home, stay home. I mean, if you don't need to go out, don't go out. It is so cold. If you have a mishap out on the road and you're by yourself, you've got a major problem on your hands. If you're going to be out and you're going to be running around, my suggestion is to just be very cautious as you approach that overpass and go slow.
And again, we know with those dangerously cold temperatures, the county has set up several warming centers in places like Magnolia and Conroe, so folks can go ahead to those locations to stay warm tonight. Reporting live in Montgomery County, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
Orko, with you in Montgomery County, we know we've heard about snow flurries in Willis along the lake. Are you seeing any where you are right now?
You know, we're seeing some really light flurries. I don't know if you can even tell through the camera, but we're seeing just a handful of flurries right now. Nothing really accumulating on the ground, but we are seeing, again, with those freezing temperatures, a couple of flurries here where we are. We're closer to the Woodlands area right now, but nothing too bad, but we are seeing a little flurry.
Yeah, we can see them. We can see them touching your jacket. You stay warm out there. Thank you for your reporting. Well, the Cypress area has some highly elevated flyovers at the Grand Parkway and 290. We hope people are staying off the roads and at home there.
Yeah, people run into trouble on the flyovers. Maria Aguilera in the area monitoring conditions and joins us live with an update. Hi, Maria.
Yeah, Len and Mia, we have been driving around the Cypress area throughout the afternoon and evening, just checking out those conditions. And while most of the roads are just wet, we have still seen some icy spots, especially, like you mentioned, right here off Highway 290. That ramp to the Grand Parkway is covered in ice. And we saw crews here not that long ago. You can sometimes see them driving around just monitoring the conditions as well. And although it's not blocked off, officials say you should avoid it and other bridges and overpasses. Now, earlier today, we got video along Highway 290 from Mushki Road right here to the Grand Parkway. TxDOT crews did go back out and retreat the roads earlier today as we expect temperatures to drop again tonight. Now, I checked in with the Cy-Fair Fire Department about what they've seen on area roadways. So what have we been seeing in the Cypress area today?
Mainly iced over overpasses, bridges, some of the roadways that took held a lot of water overnight. Those are the areas that are starting to freeze over, have been freezing over.
The Grand Parkway continues to be a concern. We did see ice accumulation as we drove through the area, and officials say it's one of those roads that you should avoid, like we mentioned. Now, the fire department says they've seen several minor incidents where drivers lost control because of those icy conditions. Now, traffic tonight and throughout the day has been light for a Sunday here in Cypress, a clear sign that people are heeding those warnings and staying at home. Now, of course, you're going to want to avoid the road as it gets dark because that's when officials say it's harder to see that ice on the road. Now, coming up tonight at 10, we'll talk about what you can expect tomorrow morning if you do have to drive. Live in Cypress, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, if you're going too fast and you hit ice, you are in trouble. Maria, thank you.